Hey everyone. So let's just get right into the video. Bearded dragons. Should you buy one? Are they good pets? Are they entry level? Are they advanced? Can my son, my daughter, my niece, my nephew, can I buy this as a gift? We're gonna go over all these things. This is my 1-month-old bearded dragon, Archimedes. And I think one of the key things we don't see in a lot of videos, guys, is we don't see them talk about babies. I see a lot of reptile videos. They've got an adult reptile. They're talking about how friendly, how nice it is. This has been their pet for 5 years, 8 years. You know, these guys can, get up to 15, 20 years. But what does it look like when you, a mom, a dad, buy a reptile for your family? Now you have the possibility to buy an adult, or you want to buy a newborn, captive bred, something like that. What are the differences? What can I expect? Well, we're going to hit all those things. Yeah, Archimedes, so inquisitive. So one thing, before we hit bearded dragons in general, I just kind of want to say, babies, obviously they're smaller, but there's learning. They're going to learn you. They're going to be fast. They're going to run around. They're going to change quite a bit. A lot of lizards will mellow out. They'll become more peaceful. They'll become less inquisitive, things like that. So keep that in mind. Now, bearded dragons in general. Come here. I know you want to go back in. Let's just get the video done. Okay, what is good about them? Behavior. These guys are just super calm, especially when they get older. Keep that in mind. The older they get, they tend to become more passive. If they had aggression, they typically get rid of it, so that's good. And this is why they're really good for kids. Like, he's a month. You saw how I can pick him up. We'll do games in his enclosure here where he chases my hand around. He never opens his mouth. I chase him around. I can pick him up. I can help him climb the glass. He has a lot of fun climbing the glass. A lot of fun. You don't have to worry about, oh, he's going to bite my son, my daughter, or he or she, I guess. Or, oh, when their friends come over. No, it's fine. You can come right in. You can grab them. Even when they're larger, you can pet them. You can play games with them. And all of that. All of that's possible. Everybody like to climb up. So you don't have to worry that this is going to be an aggressive style reptile. They're not. They're friendly. You can hesitate them. They'll look at you. It's really, really cool. They have great personalities, and you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I just come in. I can just pet them. It's just super nice. So behavior, awesome. Well, second question then. Because a lot of different animals in general could have good behavior. How easy are they to take care of? That's another important thing. Is this something where we need a waterfall and a filter and, fish swimming around, or I need sand and wind simulation or humidity? The answer is D, none of the above. You can get especially when you start small, keep that in mind, guys. If you have a baby, you don't need to start with the full-size tank. If you don't have a tank, you have a plastic storage tub, things like that. So bearded dragons, they come from more of a desert area. So what does that mean? Well, you don't need a lot. I have a heat light and a UV light. That's pretty much it. A water bowl, and really that's it. An area to bask on under the heat light can be a brick, a big stone that also gets hot on the bottom. This is like a wooden log, half log. It also would let the reptile climb up it, so scratch its nails down, stuff like that. I have, and this is the most simplest starter for a baby reptile, just newspaper down at the bottom. They don't get it wet really, so it's really nice. He's just gonna hang out here. It's super easy. I have a little live plant that I put some water. And what about humidity? So that's the the next biggest thing, because with most reptiles, they're shedding of the skin. You can spray every once in a while, you know, with a water squirt in there. But also, if the water is, you know, big enough, if you look at him, he'll go in there. I've seen him in there soaking. He'll drink from there. He'll take care of all of that. Won't you? Yeah, you will. So you don't have to go crazy. There's an old food plastic container I cut the side out of so he can go in there. He actually sleeps in there, which is really nice. So they're super easy to maintain because you don't need a mister or a fogger. You know, you get humidity because I've got that plant, so I'll put water in there because I'm just watering the plant, and that, you know, stays full. It's super easy. So ease of care, it couldn't be easier. They can't climb, so he's not going to climb. I leave the front lid right off. The screen is just there to hold the lights. They can't climb out of the glass. You know, there's no suction cups, none of that, so you don't have to worry about escaping or anything like that. Super easy. What about size, though, you know, in terms of care? This is obviously a baby. Yeah, he or she, your choice, they can get big. You know, they can get up to 2 feet, some of them, especially some of the big males. So, whereas now, this tank will be pretty good because as he starts to get larger, you know, things will be eliminated. The hide, the fake plant, this huge food bowl that I used, I put him in there so he can chase his food, like mealworms and stuff. We'll hit that. So the enclosure will change, but you know, a 50-gallon is plenty in the future. This is going to be his full-size tank, especially when it's just him. Right now, it's, you know, the mega mansion, but it's going to be fine. If you started him this size, even in a plastic storage bin to start, if you didn't have space or you had a smaller tub, that would be fine because they don't run around like crazy. You know what he does? He drinks, he sleeps, he eats, he basks. That's it. It's all they do. Hardiness, longevity, how long, you know, do they live? Are they healthy? Healthy, really a lot because you don't have all that moisture. So his tank is just dry. There's not a lot of bacteria, things like that. Longevity, you know, some of them can get up to 20 years. I mean, you can get a long time out of these. That's not unheard of. Average people will say, you know, 10 years, 12 years, 8 years, 15. So it's all different, but you should be looking at least 8, and you can really stretch it far. They can get really old, which is really nice, and they can get really friendly. You know, I talked about him being friendly with people. See how I just pick him up, I just pet him, just loves that. What about with other animals? Absolutely. You can watch videos, I'll show you later, with my large-sized dragon. Friendly with cats, things like that, as long as the other animal is also friendly, obviously. Feeding, this is going to be the last thing. There's nothing easier. As a baby, you do live insects, mealworms. They have a lot of fat. They're small. You can throw in a few. If you put them in a rimmed type feeding bowl like that, you don't have to worry about them crawling down and all over the place. Dubia roaches, some of his favorites, you know, those got more protein. They're, would say, more healthy. But as they get older, you can give them some small, you know, vegetables and fruits. They'll eat scrambled eggs, things high in protein, which is really cool. You can obviously use powders, calcium powders. You always want to dust the food. You want to gut load them. If you're trying to get a 2-for-1 type special like myself, I have a giant dubia roach colony that I just unlimitedly just feed all my reptiles. So that's really nice and easy. Another thing, and I don't see people hitting this, like, how do they feel? So he's not scaly. When you come in to pet him, he's smooth. He's, you know, go down. He's dry. He's not slimy. His stomach is super smooth. See if we can flip him over here to give you guys a good look at him. Here he is from the top. Yeah, again, he just wants to go back in. We'll flip him over. There he is underneath. And he's just look at that pattern. They're just so nice and super inquisitive. He's always looking around, trying to figure things out. Couldn't be nicer. This is such an easy beginner lizard that will stick with you for such a long time. So if you get this for your family, You'll start small like this. Your younger kids can take care of it, and it'll grow with you, and that's a big thing. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll be looking at another lizard next video.